Nottingham City Primary Schools. Welcome everybody. We've just had a quick introduction to what it's all about. So I think we'll kick off initially with just finding out what's going on in various arts organisations around the city. And maybe if you're happy, shall I just come over to you and ask you to give a 5-minute update, if that's all right. You're welcome to share screens if you want to, but you're happy to just keep it informal and chat as well. So maybe if I start with Sue from Woolerton, is that okay, Sue? And then I'll come over to Joe.
Hello, I think my colleague Rosny might be joining us. She wants to talk about something that's going on at the castle, which is very arts related.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just going to mention something about the castle, which is that the Robin Hood sessions for Key Stage 1 and 2 are now running, and there will be castle sessions that will be running from January. Then as far as Woolerton is concerned, as well as all the things that we offer anyway, so if you look on the website, you'll see lots of possible activities. There's still some opportunity for the free urban nature project, although it's filling up rapidly, so that only goes on until just after the October holiday. So that's free eco field work, water investigations, and for Key Stage 2, Year 5 and 6 only. We also do with that teachers CPD. So if you just email me, I can tell you all about that. And we can come into schools and do Crest Awards as well, all paid for by the Natural History Museum in London, with whom we're partners. And then also with them, and also with Lego, we have a new activity going on. It will be done during the week of the Festival of Science and Curiosity, which is in February. The workshops will be running, there'll be 4 a day from the 10th to the 12th of February. And that's for primary Key Stage 2, over 6-year-olds. Again, these workshops are completely free. It's called Build the Change, and it will be on saving today's dinosaurs. It will all be in the FOSAC advertising and our advertising as well. So we're really interested in getting some schools on board, so the young people come and do a workshop with Lego, using Lego bricks to think of something that might help today's dinosaurs, which I'm sure you all know, by which I mean birds. So and it could also involve you, there'll also be a trail around the museum, because we should have our new gallery opening very soon, which is a dinosaur gallery, discovering dinosaurs. And it also fits in because we also have a bird room and living planet and changing planet galleries, which are fossils and also living animals, but in the form of taxidermy. Although we do have a few living creatures. We have hissing cockroaches and various stick insects. So that's all free at the moment. All the visits to Woolerton teacher-led are completely free. Don't forget, there's also the Woolerton Wildlife Gallery, which is down in the courtyard, and there is also still Willard Wigan right up until the end of October, which is the person that makes the absolutely amazing sculptures, which you have to look through a microscope to see. So if anyone's interested in the Lego events, please let me know. But also there will be some advertising coming soon once Lego have signed it off, because you would not believe the restrictions to what you can display or say with Lego. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you, Sue. That's great. Yeah, well, I'm sure Rosny will join us in a few minutes. But I think she's looking after the kids too, so needs to pop out. Can we come over to Joe next? Joe, hi.
Hello. So for those who might not know me, I'm Jo. I'm the learning manager at the National Justice Museum here in Nottingham, based in High Pavement, if no one's gone to us before. And if the National Justice Museum name doesn't ring anyone's bells, we used to be called the Galleries of Justice, which is usually how people know us still in Nottingham. So nothing overly new right now. We've got our core program of doing courtroom workshops and museum workshops, and we fit very well with British values and this kind of thing. The one of the things I wanted just to flag with everybody is that our Hope photography competition is still taking entries. That goes on till the 25th of September. That is the closing date for entries. Basically, it's black and white photographs around the theme of hope, and how you take that hope theme is however you want to. But for this year, there is a children's sort of element to the competition as well, and things. So I'll put the link to in the chat to the website where that's particularly talked about, because there's different categories and things like that. But just wanted to flag that up, that was still on. I know the closing date is next week. We have extended it a little bit, and this is sort of last call for anything to do with that. So there's that going on. But then just beginning of the year, sort of me pushing Choices and Consequences, our anti-knife crime exhibition. This is done in partnership with the Ben Kinsella Trust. We deliver it to year 5, so year 9, age 9 upwards, and it's looking at, yes, knife crime, but we're looking at personal safety, positive relationships, friendships, law of joint enterprise, just all those sorts of bits and pieces, really, because unfortunately knife crime is not a problem that's going away. The guidance is under review, but we are still going to be named as one of the universal offers within the city and counties knife and offensive weapons guidance that's going to all city and county schools. So we are recommended by the city and county council for delivering those sessions as well. So again, I'll put sort of a link to our website of where Choice and Consequences is all about and stuff. We have got funding for that to be free as well. So that's there. I should always start with that, really, because free is the thing that teachers like most. I speak as an ex-teacher myself. So it is free. We have got funding at the moment that I can offer that as free places. And currently I still have a bit of a pot of up to £100 contribution towards travel costs as well. So people purchase their travel, come to us, send us the receipt, and we can send up to £100 contribution to that. That pot is still available at the minute. Not masses, but it's still a bit of there as well. So if people would need to, could you make use of that, it is there for Choices and Consequences. So yeah, like I say, I'll put things in the chat and stuff. I'll also put my personal email in there as well, so that if anyone wants to know more about Choices and Consequences, then you will be more than welcome to get in contact with me. I'm happy to do pre-visits and this kind of thing as well. So yeah, so that's me. Thank you.
Great. Rosny Rosny's just joined us, I think, from the castle in Wollerton Hall in Newstead Abbey. Rosny, are you there?
Yep, I'm here. Hello, can you hear me? All right.
Yes. Thanks
Brilliant.
for joining us.
Right, I'm just going to put up some information on my screens. If I'm not looking at you, it's because I'm reading things. I just wanted to tell everybody about an exhibition that we've got coming to Nottingham Castle from November till March. The working title is Impressionist Plus, and that's because we've got 4 paintings, my Impressionist masters, coming to Nottingham Castle. So there's 4 pieces, one by Monet, which is a sort of a springtime scene. We have a Pissarro, which is also sort of a landscape, a Sicily, which is a still life, and a Renoir, which is 2 ladies writing a letter. And so we're using these paintings as a starting point for an exhibition to explore some of the themes in the artwork. So some of the themes we're looking at is going to be springtime, blossom, and British Impressionists as well. So that's going to link with the Pissarro and the Monet. We're going to look a bit at letter writing and hats and costumes from our collection with the Renoir, and with the Alfred Sisley, obviously some still lives, and there's a really beautiful tablecloth that the objects are on. So we're going to link that a little bit to sort of lace and pattern, as that fits really well with our collections. The exhibition, as I said, is on from November, so November the 23rd through till the 26th of April. It's in our temporary exhibition space, which is 4 galleries. So in each gallery is kind of roughly a theme. So one gallery is going to be the still life and the Sicily painting. And the next one's going to be more landscapes with the Monet and the Pissarro. And then the last one will be the Renoir. And then in the fourth gallery, we're going to have an interactive space where people can draw. So that'd be a great place to bring your pupils. It's quite a small space, that last space. So if you did want to bring pupils and do activities, you probably need to split them up. You won't be able to get 30 in that last space. Just wanted to tell you a bit about our programme so and what we're doing for teachers. So on the Wednesday, the 27th of November, from 4 till 6, we're having an open house event at Nottingham Castle for teachers to come and have a look at the exhibition. So there's going to be an introduction tour from our curators, a practical art activity, and a little bit of information about planning your visit to come and see us. So you can do teacher-led visits to the castle. Some of you might have come already. And also from January, we're going to be offering a facilitated session looking particularly at landscapes. So it'll be mainly in that space where the Monet and the Pissarro is. So we'll be focusing on that and the other artworks in there. So it's a really nice chance to look at the mark making and the use of colour and light that you'll see in those artworks, and then use them to create a piece of artwork. So those will all be on our website soon. I'm going to try and put them on sort of between the end of this week and next week. So there'll be a bit more information. But if you want to know any more, if I put my email in the chat, then feel free to email me about those. And if you want to book to come to the teachers open house, that'd be brilliant. Just let me know if you want to come, and I can send out a little bit more information as well near at the time. So there you go. It's very quick.
That's amazing. Thank you, Rosny. It's exciting.
It is. It's going to be brilliant.
Yeah. Are there any questions for anyone that you've heard from so far from head teachers or teachers that are here? Feel free to speak up if there's anything that you'd like to ask, or drop a question in the chat. That's absolutely fine. Thank you for putting the links into the chat as well. That's really helpful for me to share the notes afterwards as well. Brilliant. Fab. Right, can I come over to Rick now and then Jackie, if that's all right?
Thanks, Kathy. Yes, hello, everyone. Well, I'm here to talk about the Nottingham Games project today. Some of you will know that last year we were able to do some research into the games children play with Bluebell Hill Primary School up in St Anne's, and with Rose Hill. Nice to see you, Cheryl. Hope you're well. And as a result, we produced a couple of films that kind of just documented the games that kids are playing, and we thought that when I say we, Chris Hall, who's a professor of education at School of Education in Nottingham University. And I thought, well, why don't we have a look across the whole city at the range of the different games that children play? And we were successful in a bid to the Heritage Lottery Fund to support this idea, because I think there is quite a lot of interest in kind of preserving games, or at least not losing them to, PlayStations and football. So yeah, we've got this project underway. We're calling it Nottingham Games, and we're inviting schools to get in touch, because another important element of the project is to invite kids to be the researchers. So it's kind of empowering kids. So children as researchers is a kind of key element of the project. We'd like you to get in touch. We'll send you a resource pack, and if you've got any other questions or needs, we can also come out and visit and run some sessions with you and with your children, and invite them to go and just find out what games are being played in the playground and amongst themselves and so on. And we'd like you to collect all of this. It makes a great opportunity for things like assemblies and sharing across the school for school displays and that sort of thing. But we will then invite you to send in your lists of games, all the games that you've collected, because we're going to produce a book called Nottingham Games next year and provide copies to schools. And that will be a compendium. And then we want to make 2 further films, because once you've collected the games that children are playing currently in your playgrounds, we'd like to invite you to explore the games that have come from other countries or might be played in other languages or as a result of other cultures and traditions. And we'd like you to see whether there's opportunity to contact families, parents and grandparents to share what the children have discovered, but then to go on and ask the parents and grandparents what games they used to play in their childhood. So we also want to therefore to produce 2 further documentaries, one about games from other traditions and cultures and one about games from the past. I'll put my email into the chat, and we look forward to hearing from you. Anybody got any questions? Just ping away.
Amazing. Thank you, Rick. That's great.
Other than that, I'm off to Finland this weekend. So.
How are you? Wonderful. Have a lovely time.
I will do some work with the children over there.
Excellent. There's also a really good question that's been put into the chat. So if any arts partners that are still here are able to answer, the head teacher at Radford, who's mentioned about the need to find creative activities and trips for children with high level needs. If any of you feel like you could meet those needs in your venues, please do answer that question. We'll come back to it as a discussion later, but maybe just be having a think for now and answering in the chat as well would be great. Right, over to Jackie, if that's okay. Hi, Jackie. Good to see you.
Hello. Seems like ages since I spoke.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. It is, isn't it? Sat in my car because my daughter's doing an activity. So yes, I am from Positively Empowered Kids. I'm one of the directors, and I'm talking to you today about mental health, because for me, early intervention and prevention is so crucial for our young people, but also the ecosystem around them. You know, we are really passionate about supporting teachers and parents, so that everybody's empowered with knowing how to be proactive with their mental health. So at Positively Empowered Kids, we have a yearly festival, which I won't talk to you about this time, but it's a free festival. It happens every year. That's about a year away. If my phone decides to overheat, which it's telling me it is, and I disappear, that's why. He's already cut me out once. What we do have for schools, it's not funded, unfortunately, at the moment. We have previously had funding, but we can be brought in to do wellbeing workshops, whether it's for the children, right from nursery all the way up, or it could be parents, or it could be the staff. We also have a special program, the Resilience Leader program, which is a program that we train up a group of year 5 and 6ers, and they then become the leaders of the school in resilience. And then it is cascaded out, and they themselves become the teachers and teach it throughout the school. We do teacher training around it, and parent workshops. We're trying something a little bit different at the moment. Meta from Radford is on.
There are others. Has Jackie just cut out for me or for others as well? For everybody. Oh, well, maybe she'll come back to us. Hopefully she will. She's obviously overheated, I think. She did warn us. But yeah, I'll make sure that her details are in the chat if people don't have them. They're an amazing organisation that do all sorts of things to support children's mental health and well-being.
Sorry, do you want me to just pop in there,
Yes.
Kathy?
Yeah, thanks.
Just to say that Jackie and the team are working with us at school, and they can actually offer a bespoke program. So depending on what your needs are, so it's pupil voice or pupil taking, we wanted them to take some more ownership of the children, supporting other children, and therefore we built this program around our needs, but also a staff wellbeing session. So we had a CPD session about staff wellbeing and how to look after ourselves as well. So that was on an inset day in the middle of the year. And we're just starting the program. So Jackie came in delivered an assembly for the children, what's expected of the Wellbeing Warriors and what the program's about, and then the children apply to be the Wellbeing Warriors, and then you interview them, and you're basically choosing the ones that you want to target who are not necessarily the most confident and so forth of the children. And it's a 12-week program. There is a charge for it, it's a cost for it, but Jackie is very good at working around your budget and whatever you can afford. So there's lots of different things which we found really useful, but it's worth just maybe speaking to her and just seeing the things that are there for free as well. And then building that into your program of mental health and well-being in your school.
Okay, that's really helpful. Thank you. It's good to hear from a teacher that's working with one of the arts partners about how it's going and what you're doing. The question that you asked earlier, I think you've also got some answers in the chat, but does anyone want to come back to Mita about the catering for more high-level needs in terms of the creative opportunities that there are in the city? I think Sarah, are you able to come online, Sarah, on the voice?
Yes, sorry. Hi.
Oh, great.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just on my phone because my work laptop's died, sorry. Yes,
Okay.
we offer sensory theatre sessions, both at the Playhouse and in schools. We've done quite a few. We do them regularly at Middleton Primary School. So, yeah, do get in touch and we can discuss what it is you're after. My email address is in the chat.
Okay, great. And also, Sarah, if you feel if you're able to give a bit more of a rundown on what other things you're doing at Playhouse, now's your chance. That would be great.
Yeah. Okay, great, thanks. Yeah, hi everybody. A few things are carrying on from last term, but I just thought it's worth mentioning again. So we have Panto and Ugly Duckling, which is our 5 to 8 year old play that happens in the Studio Theatre, happening in the run up to Christmas, and we can do workshops based around either of those. Ugly Duckling also goes on a tour around schools in January, so get in touch or look at the website if you're interested in having a show come to your school. I think alongside drama workshops, such as drama for PSHE, or how to direct a whole play across one play across a year group, sort of in an ensemble style. We also have a lot of freelancers who we've sent into primary schools with a lot of success. So we've got, for example, we've had somebody doing beatboxing, somebody else doing Brookup dance, and someone else doing capoeira. And those practitioners work particularly well in primary schools, and we've had some great feedback. So I think sometimes it's worth considering sort of the range of artists we have on our books. It's not just about drama and dance. It is sort of it goes a bit further than that. Then we also offer a lot of different teacher insets, so it's worth having a look at those or getting in touch if there was anything that you wanted in particular. A free teacher inset that we've still got 5 additional places for this term is a 45-minute inset on speech bubbles, which is a program that we run with Speech Bubbles in London. And it's sort of an in-school program for a small group of students who have communication need. But this particular inset is offered as a standalone inset for Key Stage 1 teachers and TAs. And it's about using drama tools for communication and storytelling to support language and communication development. And we rolled 7 sessions of that out last term, and we had really good feedback. So yeah, do contact me if that sounds like something you would like to do. Yeah, I think that's about it for today. Oh no, there is one more thing. Near the end of this term, we'll open applications for Schools Massive, which is our Shakespeare festival, which happens on the main stage. and is open to Key Stage 2 and 3. And yeah, it's going to have a slightly different format this year, but it will happen in June. But applications will open probably November for that. I can tell you a bit more about it in next term's Culturemeet.
Amazing. Thank you, Sarah. That's great. There's so much going on, isn't there? It's quite like I'm pushing it all at you in one fell swoop. So I hope it's not too much information to take in. Again, you will have the recording to watch back on. So there's more. Can we come over to Anansi while we're Anansi Theatre? Because Benita, you've not been here before, so it's lovely to welcome you to the meeting and to hear a bit more about what you're doing.
Yeah, so Anansi Theatre Company, we're a creative team of women of colour, and we offer storytelling, theatre and creative wellbeing sessions, especially for young people and children. And we do workshops and creative sessions, school sessions. So we offer workshops around African and Caribbean folklore, specifically around the story of Anansi the spider. And we explore that through physical theatre, storytelling, improvisation, and also with the creative workshops, we can offer things like African drumming, movement, arts and crafts. And both offerings, we can tailor that to specific age groups, so for primary and secondary. And the workshops can support specific subjects like drama and like science and technology. And all our workshops are run by professional facilitators and artists that we have in the company, and can be like designed to the school's needs. And we also wanted to mention, this might be a bit too far, but we are running our drama club later this term in Derby. But, you know, just so you're aware, we have a free drama club for girls and young women of colour, and that will be on till the new year. So if anyone's interested, I can put my email in the chat and I can send you more information.
Great, yes, please do add to the chat, because it's really helpful for the notes and things afterwards as well to have everyone's details in there. So really pleased you could share today and let us know what you're doing. Right, can we come over to Rachel from Lakeside? Thank you for also answering questions in the chat. Those of you that have had a chance to. Hi, Rachel. Nice to see you.
Hello, how are you doing? You all right?
Good, yeah, thanks.
I'll just bring up my bits and bobs, so apologies for but I'll forget otherwise. So
Okay.
This term, running up to Christmas and just after Christmas, we've got lots of fabulous things. For Christmas itself, we're doing Storm Whale. For anybody that knows the stories by Benji Reid, absolutely fabulous books. Really beautiful, gorgeous show for 7 and unders, lovely puppetry, beautiful music, and we're doing some drama, storytelling and craft about making lighthouses and going on adventures, creating your own personal maps in school. If anybody's interested in that, really perfect for Key Stage 1. But the really exciting, that's exciting, but the other really exciting things that we've got going is that we've got Paula Rago and Grayson Perry exhibition opening on Thursday this week, and it runs all the way to the 5th of January. And this is an opportunity there. I don't know if any of people have seen Paula's work. The prints that we've managed to get are around her nursery rhymes, which are really quite dark but really beautiful. And we'll be going to be running some workshop for Key Stage 1, Key Stage 2. As well as we're going to do some adult ones as well. But this one's really, because it allows us to kind of start really thinking about using the gallery much more of a to develop our literacy and using visual literacy to help us as a starting point, looking at references on figurative work, visual storytelling. We're going to be lots of drawing and tone and mark making, but also creating descriptive language, coming up with characters, really thinking about how we can use those stories to kind of help drive our own stories that we want to tell. So we're definitely doing that. And then Grayson's work, is really about colour and storytelling and comedy and commentary about the world. So we are definitely exploring some workshops on that, looking at emotional geography, creating personal maps with the pupils, really thinking about what maps with meaning are in terms of your personal journey, the people you've met, the places you've been, the kind of school that you're at. All of those things help define a little bit about who you are and what you think, and also start thinking about your journeys of where you'd like to go as well. So all of those things that we're looking at. And then after Christmas, we have got we've got Cosmic Titans, which is a black hole project. And we're going to be doing some workshops around that, which is really looking at mark making and some exciting ways of working in the dark and things that are there but not there. So I can put all of that. I've got a little PDF. I will put that in the chat. Just so that you can share some of those things. It's got all my contact details on there. And I can send out a little bit of a breakdown of what's actually expected in the workshops, just so you get a slightly better flavour, I think, probably, of what those little outcomes and things are and how that links into the curriculum. But a really, really lovely programme for the autumn. So we hope you come and play.
Amazing. Thanks, Rachel. That's brilliant to hear. There's so much going on, isn't there? Right. So can I come over to Michael from New Art Exchange? Michael, are you still here? Can't see you.
Yes, hello.
Oh, hi.
Hi. So we've got a lot going on at New Art Exchange. So we've got the close. One of our exhibitions is closing in the next week, but our newest exhibition opens in October, on October the 18th. That is by an artist called Mohammed Barangi, and it is lots of really vibrant, interesting, colourful pieces of work. A highlight for me is going to be a sculpture of a giant zebra unicorn. So one that I think will be really good for young people and children to access, and also feel kind of a sense of wonder. So we are more than happy to organise gallery tours, some kind of arts activities to take place in the gallery, such as drawing and kind of interpreting what the young people see. There are also things that happen outside of school hours, which we have a lot of schools around us that access. So we have Saturday art clubs, which run most Saturdays at New Art Exchange, but it's always worth checking the website for exact dates, which are free family workshops between 10:30 and 12:30. We also run our youth theatre groups on a Tuesday and a Wednesday evening. So we do have a school group from Genogly that actually do come with their teacher sometimes. So that can also be organised if you've got a group who potentially might need a bit of support to get to us, or we can look at what the options might be, and if a teacher wanted to come along with the group to test it out, then we're more than happy to look at that. And what else is going on? We are also going to be running a big project which we did last year, which is coming up again, called Beyond the Walls, and we're going to be working with some local schools and youth services to develop murals for the local area. So that is kind of mainly open to schools within the Hyson Green, Radford area. If there are any schools within that area who we aren't currently working with and you want to maybe get in touch with us, then that'd be lovely. Or if you want to pass details on about that project, feel free to drop me an email. I'll put my email address in the chat. But yeah, essentially we're always happy to take school groups around the galleries and do some lovely activities with them. So yes, that's us.
That's great. Thanks, Michael. It's lovely to have you here. It's amazing, isn't it? There's just so much that you can do, and it'd be really good to hear once we've got through all of the arts organisations that have things to say and things to share with you. It'd be lovely to hear from some teachers as well about how you're managing to access these things and engage with the arts sector. It'd be brilliant if you have a few words to share as well. So have a think. I think next we're going to come to Roma from Makers of Imaginary Worlds. Roma, what would you like to share? Are you there? Hi.
I'm here. Hi. We have, I suppose we are an arts organization. I'll just introduce us, that very small, that work with creating installations, and have been recently working with the Creative Collaboratives projects and other projects in the city, working with schools, offering a lot of classes, workshops connected to STEM and art. So just looking at how we kind of merge art and technologies and so on, and worked. So we've worked with about 4 or 5 schools in Nottingham, but in particularly we have a small installation at Lakeside Arts at the moment till November, and that's particularly for early years. So it's an interactive installation at the Walner Gallery, and that's open during the daytime, and that's again for early years. In October half term, we are running 4 projects in libraries around Nottingham. The Delights, it's a Small Steps, Big Changes project. And we will be, it will be during half term, the 2 weeks of half term, but some schools have only 1 week in half term. So there'll be, but that's again, is an early years project, looking at dance and movement play. That particular one, Kathy, I can send you a PDF with the dates for those. It's all free, and you can book at the libraries as well as you can also book online as well. Other than that, we have one project that will be touring in October, celebrating 10 years of SSBC's Small Steps, Big Changes. For those who don't know the acronym, it's organization which funding ends in March next year. So we've just been building their exhibition that will celebrate their 10 years and how they've affected the city and early years. And together with that, I think they've got a conference next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, looking at early years and the provisions. I think that's us, really.
Amazing. Thank you, Roma. And Roma, you'll also be there on Friday, won't you? Will you be coming on Friday to the
Yes, we will be
Creativity
coming on
launch?
Friday. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Apologies for missing that meeting last week. Sorry.
Okay. So this coming Friday, the schools that were involved in the Creativity Collaboratives project, which was over the last 3 years, we're inviting lots of other schools to come to Broadway, on Broad Street, the Broadway Cinema, in the afternoon, 2 till 4, to hear from some of the things that they've learned and shared, but also to launch a new Teaching for Creativity network, which we hope will really be kind of led and inspired by the creative practitioners and teachers that have been involved in that Creativity Collaboratives programme, but that will see an impact across many more schools in the city. So if you're interested in that, please don't hesitate to get in touch, and hopefully you'll have seen an invite through your emails come through to you already, or seen it out and about. But please, if you're hesitating, just get in touch and let us know that you're able to come. Right, we're going to hear from Katrina from Ignite now, if that's okay.
Hiya.
Hi.
You all right? Hi everyone, I'm Katrina. So I'm the Programmes Officer at Ignite. We are an education charity just based in city centre. We do a lot of kind of work based around nurturing creativity and curiosity in children and young people. So just want to talk about 2 projects that we have coming up. And just how you can get involved. And I'm going to share my email address as well. So if you've got any questions or want to just want to chat about other things that we offer, then please do get in touch. The first thing I wanted to mention is, it's not for a while, but the planning is really underway, so it feels pretty imminent, is the Nottingham Festival of Science Curiosity, or FOSAC, which will take place in February, which is and if you're not aware of it already, it's a 2-week festival. It's all about kind of bringing science out from behind labs and just kind of celebrating science in our everyday lives, asking questions, being creative and curious. And it's FOSAC's 10th birthday as well, so we're hoping it's going to be a good one. So we've got lots of opportunities for schools to get involved. The whole first week of the festival takes place the week before the February half term, and there's lots of different ways schools can get involved. So we can arrange workshops or assemblies or talks, demonstrations in your school. We've also got opportunities for you to visit. For example, last year we had schools visit University of Nottingham labs. There's businesses and scientists all across the city who really get involved and kind of open their doors for schools to come and visit. We've also got a magazine for children that we can distribute to your school for children to do activities at home, read a little bit more about science articles. We've got the Real Science in Schools Symposium as well, where you can sign up your school to come along and children can exhibit some kind of research that they've been doing in class, and they can do experiments and demonstrations and show off their science knowledge. So there's lots of different things that you can get involved in as part of FOSAC. I'm just going to put in the chat, we've got a schools registration form, so it's really easy to tell us if you'd like to get involved, and all the different options as well. So basically you just register your school and we'll get in touch with you and we'll kind of marry you up with the activity or workshop or trip or assembly or whatever it is that kind of works best for you. And it's open to kind of all schools, children of all needs and ages as well. So I'll pop the link in the chat afterwards. And then the second project is Primary Parliament. So that's just getting under, we're just in planning for that at the moment. We've got some really exciting things coming up. It's a term relay project, which takes place over 2 days at Nottingham Council House. So you can come for 1 day with your school. And we also have an online morning session as well. If you have children or students who are unable to come out of school for whichever reason, they can join online as well. And we do a special session. And Primary Parliament's all about children's voices being heard, and they'll kind of respond and share their thoughts and feelings and opinions on what matters to them, so global and local issues as well. We've got a really nice session planned for autumn, which will be all about kind of talking about the importance of children's voice, how they can make their voice heard more, and kind of looking at communication skills. It's really good for oracy and confidence. Again, I'll pop a link in the chat where schools can register to get involved as well. And then just any other questions at all, I'll also pop in my email address. So yeah, if I've been a bit too vague on everything, just drop me a message and I can send you a little bit more info. I think that's it.
Amazing, thank you. It's incredible. Honestly, it's amazing and such a joy to hear from everybody all in one go like that. It feels like there's so much. And I think that's everybody. Is there anyone that's been waiting for me to come to them? No, good. I think we've covered all of the arts organisations that are here. Jackie, we did lose you halfway through. I think you overheated on us, but Mita from Radford did a fabulous job in picking up from where you left off. Though I don't know if you're there now. It says you're on hold, but just to let you know that we didn't completely lose you. So just in terms of the teachers that are here, would anyone else like to share anything that you've been doing recently, any exciting projects that you've been involved in, or things that you'd like to share with other schools or the arts partners that are in the room? Can I pick on somebody if that's okay? Lauren, are you there from Forest Fields?
Hello.
Hi, Lauren. I just wondered whether it would be okay to share a little bit about the work that you're doing with Beat Feet and the Celebrating Languages project, and also Project Donkilula. If you'd like to share a little bit about how that's been going.
Yeah, absolutely. So we were involved in like a mini project on the Donkilula project with Jude. So she came in and she ran a series of workshops so we had a year 2s doing drumming and songs from the Gambia, and then we had a mixture of year 1 and year 5 children who were doing dance songs and dance with African music, and that was, I forgot her name now, Kathy.
Me too.
Brilliant limbo dancer, but yeah, she's
Yeah.
amazing. So they ran a series of workshops which ran really well, and then we had a celebratory assembly with parents. And I was saying to you last week, wasn't it, Kathy? Historically, we've not had that many parents come to work assemblies and things. So we had absolutely loads of parents come in. And it was a really lovely event. And yeah, all the children really enjoyed it and had lots of confident children as a result of it. So it worked really, really well. And then we created, well, Dee came in and she did like a video of it all. And yeah, I shed a few little tears there at the event last week. Unfortunately, it was just lovely. So yeah, and then going forward this year, we're having the whole Dog Lula project run with our EYFS children. So yeah, that incorporates, I think, art as well. So yeah, really excited to be a part of that this year.
Amazing. And Jude from Beat Feet is also going to be running CPD next summer, spring, summertime. So that will be open to lots and lots of schools to get involved in.
Yeah, I think our deputy, Becky, she's signed up for that.
Yeah. So please do keep an eye out for all those sort of CPD events from arts organisations, because I know that you have your calendars for CPD and sometimes things kind of come in last minute, but actually arts organisations are really trying to get in there early so that you can incorporate it and embed it into your planning. So yeah, there's quite a lot already within the Culture Rucksack Wall Planner, and then we're adding things all the time as they emerge. So just keep an eye out for everything. There's lots and lots going on. Are there any other thoughts on I wanted to check that your question about trips for people with children with higher level needs has been answered, Mita. Would anyone like to add any more about that, or would you like to ask that question one more time so that for those that are watching the recording can see the answers? I think that's really what I'm getting at.
I think we've just been struggling because rather than trying to fit the children with high level needs into the activities that everybody else is doing, we know it's not quite appropriate, and sometimes the environment's not appropriate for them, but we want something to meet their needs. And it was really useful to have that feedback to say for the children who are pre-verbal, because these are high level needs children in mainstream schools who would ordinarily actually be in special. And so actually anybody from special schools who have some ideas of what, how do they enhance the curriculum for their children would be really useful.
Just to say, I'm just jumping in. I hope that's okay. Apologies for being cheeky. Sometimes what's helpful when we have here at Lakeside is that schools that have quite complex needs children in mainstream have managed to piggyback on being able to get like a little minibus. So actually there's less of them in terms of not trying to think about trying to bring a whole class, and actually 4 or 5 in a car even means that we can tailor something really beautiful for staff and for those children in the space. They still do an interactive art session. Sometimes it's with movement, sometimes it's really about being able to be in those spaces. The great thing about our space is that we're also based in a park, so you have that chance of being outside if it gets too much. We have fidgets and all kinds of different things in every space that we work in, but actually working with a smaller group means that you can actually tailor it. And if you, by default, we're actually doing some CPD at the same time, but it's nice and children relax. And I'm sure other arts organisations are probably set up in the same kind of way, that actually, in some ways, I know the red tape and I know it's logistic nightmare trying to get anybody out of school. But if there's a way of actually being able to focus on, if that's depending on what year group they're in, of being able to do something which is more bite-sized. And I appreciate taking more staff off school, it then becomes a little bit tricky. But if it's a car full, 2 or 3, I know for myself that I wouldn't charge you for that. That would be me meeting you and actually doing something that's much more tactile and a chance to express and play in those sessions. But I'm sure if you put the flares up, can pretty much guarantee, everybody's put their hands up now, that there's other arts organisations here that could do something much more tailored and really about thinking about child-centred, so that they lead that way, and we just use our spaces as a stimulus to start thinking about learning slightly differently. And I don't learn chalk talk way, so I'm much more of a tactile, kinesthetic kind of person. So, you know, roll me around and I'm all good. So I'm sure that there's other ways for others to help you with that.
Thank you. Can I come to Cheryl? Cheryl, can you add?
Yeah, I was just going to say that probably, Rachel, you've covered most of it actually, because that's the kind of reception we've had from most providers on here. We've accessed a lot of different provision from Rosehill over the course of the last 3 years, certainly. So Rick's nodding his head. And the conversation is about how we can tailor and adapt and ensure that the provision's right. So we've accessed, you know, Woollerton Hall, we've gone to the lakeside, we've gone to the theatres, we've accessed it, and that is with some of the children that do require that higher level of adult support and intervention at times. But obviously that the journey to that is about the desensitisation on the site. So Roma came over and we did sessions in school adapting it, and then we're building up through sort of use of photography. And then, I mean, we do have an immersive room at Rosehill where we can take footage of a venue and then transpose that through the actual, we call it the mile area. So it just enables children to be desensitised to what's happening within that space. But with them, we've had some of the older pupils who have assisted as ambassadors with the younger pupils to support them going offside. So I think most of the venues that we've accessed over the last few years have been with that view to it's got to be accessible to everybody, from our early pathway children right through to our higher pathway pupils. And that's happened actually. So I know that it's possible to adapt and ensure that you've got that right plan in place for when you get there. So happy to have a separate conversation if needed with anybody about how we've achieved that with the pupils that attend Rosehill.
Amazing, thank you, Cheryl. I think Sue wanted to add something as well. Sue?
I was just going to say that as well as offering on site for the Urban Nature Project with people who have additional needs, we have worked with people with very extensive additional needs by going into the schools, because it's completely unsuitable for some people to actually even leave the building. And we've taken in sort of animals, plants, and done a little bit of actual science work at the site. So that's worked really well with the special schools that I listed. So, you know, if you do work with young people in that situation, then we can provide something through the Urban Nature Project.
Brilliant. Has that helped?
Yes, it's really helped. Thank you so much. It you know, to have a name or a contact to discuss these options, it's been really useful, because we've been sort of struggling when you just look on a website trying to find something, it's not. But these contacts are amazing, and I'm really getting excited now for them.
Great. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, thank you all so much. It's 5 o'clock, so we'll wrap it up. But thank you all so much for speaking, for sharing, and for making this partnership what it is. It's brilliant to all work together. So thanks again, and I hope you all have a lovely, lovely evening. Take care.
Thanks, Kathy. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Sorry.